Well, you picked the exact right week for me to prove you wrong, because I have gotten so many hateful comments just this week because I'm child-free. Let's take a look. So some of these are comments that I've gotten this week, and some of these are comments that I've seen toward other child-free people this week. So first up we have, if no one wants to have a baby with you, just say that. For me at least, the goal as a child-free person is to find someone who doesn't want to have a baby with me. Hurry up and take a dirt nap so somebody else that appreciates life can take your place. There's a lot of people on the donor list across 52 states. Go play in traffic so we can shorten the list. It's not like you have any kids that will miss you anyway. So Raisin Hell and Little Ladies said to another child-free person, only someone without children would say something this fucking stupid. And then when I was like, you don't seem to be raising little ladies, she told me to go fuck myself. So there was a post about people like pretending they have kids in the workplace, and then parents were like, you have no idea how hard it is, and I commented things like, we actually do, that's why we chose not to do it. And this is what I got for that. So you comment on every thread how you're gonna end up in a home with nobody to take care of you. Your only hope of having anyone to take care of you when you're older, is a husband that outlives you or staying in a home. That's sad as fuck. Would you say this to an infertile person? Sterilized? No, thank you. So I guess somebody made a dig at me, I didn't notice, and they said, Rachel obviously didn't get this. Slow mover, you know? She'll probably one of them parents, her mom does everything for her. Cause you know, all child-free people change their minds. So I asked this person, like, what's so special about his DNA that he needs to pass it down? And he said, well, seeing how you're made up of DNA, the question is what's so special about you? But then you kinda answered it already. Nothing. Because the sick idea of sterilization that you have is a sick and in some states illegal is actually an idea shared by some of the most popular dictators of the 20th century. Like, I don't know, Hitler? Good to know you share the same ideology. So I asked him, well, what if your child that you have the picture of decides not to have kids or is infertile? And he says, you're living in a cloud, Karen, and if God doesn't want them to produce, is a part of God's plan. Not mine. My role was to make them and take care of them and love them. And to make it easier for you, my low IQ friend, sterilization is different than infertile. And that's true, but I asked him, so what about my ectopic pregnancy? Like, doesn't that mean that God didn't want me to have babies? Well, no, that for other people, no. So I asked him, doesn't that mean that God doesn't want me to reproduce because he undid my pregnancy? And he said, what you should have done was try again. So go against God's wishes. Then you would have realized the blessing that you do have or had in your case, but you didn't. And so here we are. Don't be so mad at me. Then he called me Sterile Meryl. He continues, I don't know why I'm speaking to a consumer whom is producing nothing other than a paycheck. Hey, I have one for you. Since you're so upset with God, natural order, why don't you sterilize your mouth or brain since you don't seem to produce anything good from there either? This person is a parent. But since having children in your mind is a waste, I've never said that in my life, let's talk about how if your parents had protected sex, you wouldn't be here. That's not true. Plenty of people have protective sex and still have kids. So if we are going off your reasoning, you're a waste to your parents, and I'm sorry they never loved you. You're literally a waste. Walking around, you produce nothing, therefore you're simpleton, nothing plus nothing equals nothing. This person went on my profile and left this comment. I didn't see it for almost a week because they left it on a random video. It's weird how you were scoffing at parents for saying you had mental problems for making a song and dance about being child-free, though you are on antidepressant medication. Their instincts were totally right, they were just mean about it. And then my cousin stood up for me and he said, don't ever call me weird looking at your profile picture. These are today's parents. So this person said that I was fat and stupid, and I told them that I could lose weight and go to college. I already did both of those things technically. And I said, unfortunately, your personality can't do that. And he said, personality can change actually, but I keep forgetting you're a moron, so I don't hold you for that. But nah, I don't want to change personality. You're a woman who's disgustingly unattractive who tried to come at me first and now is trying to play the victim. I know reading is hard since you're so stupid, but try to sound out the words. It's so fun being openly child-free. The same guy says, you got your tubes removed, but trust me, your face was enough contraceptive. The only man you've got is Kermit. He's calling me fat. If I ever hear a tuba playing behind me, I'll be sure to run away because I know you'll be coming. Sterilization equals refers to any process that removes, kills, or deactivates all form of life and biological agents. So honestly, I don't know what you're even at me for. You're literally the meaning of a waste. Don't worry about my profile, worry about the fact that you can't reproduce life. You're like a cup with a hole in it. Useless. When you're on your deathbed and don't have anyone there with you, you will wish you had at least one. You live in your parents' house and make TikTok videos about your ideas that you share with Hitler. Hitler. You're definitely pampered. You need to grow a uterus that works. What man wants you? You're miserable and unproductive. Your existence is as long as your lifespan is, so let me make it clear for you. Once you die, exclamation point. That's it. Your parents are going to clean up your room, sell your shit, and your pops will renovate for a man cave. So I brought up to this guy that kids die before you, and he said no they don't, but apparently I'm dying before both of my parents. Again, you literally serve no purpose. You're a consumer. You are unable to produce like normal human beings. You're like an empty barrel, like a car with no engine, like a pool with no water. I can produce life right now if I want. You cannot. So be careful how you talk to somebody who is like God to you. Now, I haven't been a Christian for about a decade, but isn't it sacrilege to compare yourself to God? Just say you're alone and nobody loves you. We would get it. Check with us in 35 years when you're alone with 26 cats. First, you have to find a man that would want to have kids with you, and with that personality, good luck. Your life is meaningless. You'll spend your life working for a company that will replace you the moment you leave. With that, you end, and no one will ever remember you. I worked as a nurse for many years, and it was surprising to me how all these corporate, childless women ended up alone in their deathbeds on antidepressants, filled with regret and very, very lonely. Just saying. A woman who did not leave much of a career and opted for kids, always had kids visiting them in the ICU, and they were always content and died peacefully. I have heard the opposite, like a lot. So, that's what it's like to exist as a child-free woman. It's really fun. I hope you enjoyed this journey. This is the amount of hate I and others got in 1 week existing as a child-free person online. Tell me a week you've gotten that much hate just for being yourself as an adult.